This week's travel show will take you to the fascinating game drives and adventurous boat trips as we enjoy the serenity of Pakuba Safari Lodge found in Lodge-Murchsion Falls National Park, which is Uganda's largest and oldest conservation area, hosting 76 species of mammals and 451 bird species. This is a story of our adventurous journey to Uganda's largest and arguably most endowed national park, Lodge-Murchsion Falls. After driving for approximately 5 hours from the NBS command center through Masindi, the heartland of Bunyoro, the renowned kingdom of Kabalega, one of the great kings of colonial times, we branch off to a clear Maram road and enter the park. A quick access to what many think is the most endowed part of the park, one must get on a ferry, which takes 10 minutes of sailing on the mighty River Nile.
The technology on this ferry is so incredible in that it can actually handle quite a number of cars. And you know how heavy these cars are. They're a good number of tons in their weight. Now these cars are just getting on the ferry, and that's what we're also going to get on. I just don't know approximately how much weight this ferry can take. But what is amazing is that we are going to our destination, Lodge-Murchsion Falls National Park.
Every day we normally come early morning at 6:30. That's when we have to report here and we check on the engines and we begin loading the vehicles. 7 o'clock in the morning we have to take off by taking all these clients to go and see the games, because most of our game drive is done from the northern bank, the northern side of the river. So we normally cross them early morning here to go to the other side for the game drive. So actually this is Victoria Nile.
Yes.
Which we normally cross the ferry from Bulisa side to Noya district. So
this is Bulisa?
This is Bulisa district.
No, so it acts as a border?
Yes, it acts as a border.
That's the boundary? The other side is?
The other side is Noya district.
Noya?
Yes.
Perfect.
So from here to Pakuba Lodge is 20 kilometers.
Pakuba?
And now normally the activities which we have in the park here is the game drive. And we have a launch trip which people normally take to go to the bottom of Lodge-Murchsion Falls.
Lodge-Murchsion Falls National Park lies at the northern end of the Alberta and Rift Valley, where the sweeping Bunyoro escarpment tumbles into the vast palm-dotted savanna. First gazetted as a game reserve in 1926, it is Uganda's largest and oldest conservation area, hosting 76 species of mammals and 451 bird species.
This national park is the biggest park in the country.
Biggest?
Yes. The area coverage is 3,893 square kilometers. We have 76 mammal species and 451 bird species which are living in their natural habitat. So today we are likely going to see hippopotamus, elephants, giraffe, antelopes of different species, and we might get a chance of seeing the cats. They are not common in the park. We normally use chances because they are not common in this park.
The mighty cascade drains the last of the river's energy, transforming it into a broad, placid stream that flows quietly across the Rift Valley flow into Lake Albert.
Right now we are 2 kilometers to Delta Point. A delta is a point where a river enters into the lake. So that's the lowest point in Uganda. And when you take the northern part of Uganda, it's in low altitude. That's why the Nile River is flowing northwards, not southward. Yeah. So if you're in Lodge-Murchsion Falls, you really experience a very hot temperature because of being in a low altitude. In geography, they say the higher you go, the cooler it is, then the lower you go, the hotter or the hottest it is. So at the moment it's not hot here because it's not the dry season. So my dear, if you visit this park in dry season, it's so really very hot.
This stretch of the river provides one of Uganda's most remarkable wildlife spectacles. Regular visitors to the riverbanks include elephants, giraffes and buffaloes, while hippos, Nile crocodiles and aquatic birds are permanent residents.
We normally advise tourists when they are checking in the park, they need to come with insect repellents, and any visitors who wants to take any activity in the park must be accompanied by park guides or rangers, because the ranger would be with a gun, can protect them from the wild animals. Beside that, no coming out of the car. If you are doing a game drive, you can stop to see the animal in a distance of like 100 meters. That's the safety measures that we do.
We continue to explore this fascinating national park right after the break. You do not want to travel a long distance to a park like Lodge-Murchsion Falls, and you are not aware of where to have good food and a peaceful sleep in the most serene settings. This is definitely information you need to research about before you get on the move. Our research gives us Pakuba Safari Lodge with a fascinating history that is coupled with its strategic position within the park. Sivi, the proprietor of Pakuba, gives us a background and why it's called Pakuba Safari Lodge.
We've been here since 2012. We started with about 11 rooms. We're now up to 50. This place is called Pakuba because the king of this place used to be called Kuba. So it's for Kuba.
Pakuba Safari Lodge is located in northwest of Uganda on the eastern bank of the Albert Nile, with its tastefully furnished rooms which offer comfort, style and serenity while in the wilderness of Lodge-Murchsion Falls National Park. One of the major reasons we visit Pakuba is because of its amazing history, that this was Idi Amin's favorite national park, and like curiosity compels, we inquire what is special about this interesting facility.
I'm actually told, I wasn't there when Amin was lounging in Pakuba, but I'm told that, I'm told that it was his favorite place, and he would fly in and fly out, and he would enjoy and bring his guests in, which I think I'm not surprised that he would do that. It's an incredibly beautiful place with incredible views and incredible wildlife. So I wouldn't be surprised that Amin spotted it as his favorite place. I mean, it's my favorite place. Even when you go by and look at it, you can see that it was a beautiful hotel with a beautiful... I have some photos though, I'm happy to share them, of the old Pakuba Lodge. You can see that it had a beautiful view, beautiful overlooking an infinity swimming pool that still exists up to today. It was definitely the ideal place. I'm thinking if it looked that good in the 70s, what would it look like now?
While at Pakuba Safari Lodge, you enjoy a variety of expeditions and activities, from exciting safari drives to boat trips along the river Nile.
I can tell you the first time I came to Lodge-Murchsion Falls National Park, I had no idea what a giraffe looked like. I did not know that every giraffe had its own personal print and you could distinguish them from the other. You get to meet new people, you get to do things. There's always a lesson. I mean, I come to Lodge-Murchsion Falls every month, and every time I come, there's something that I learn from my journey.
This is a luxury moment and you're on expedition at the Lodge-Murchsion Falls. We just headed to the top of the falls where we're going to have a spectacular view of quite a number of various animals. just look at what we're doing. If you want to know what I feel, please get out of your comfort zones and let's travel. Sometimes I don't have any plans or I don't have any idea where I will be traveling to. But the whole essence of this is that I travel. And that's the basic interest. And that's the prime adventure. From the heart, travel is my therapy.
Murchsion Falls, also known as Kabalega Falls, is a waterfall between Lake Choga and Lake Albert on the White Nile River in Uganda. At the top of the falls, the Nile forces its way through a gap in the rocks, only 7 meters, which is approximately 23 feet wide, and tumbles 43 meters, approximately 141 feet, before flowing westwards into Lake Albert. History has it that Sir Samuel and Florence Baker were the first Europeans to find the falls, and Baker named them after Sir Roderick Murchsion, the president of the Royal Geographical Society, upon which the falls lent their name. During the regime of Idi Amin in the 1970s, the name was changed to Kabalega Falls after the Omukama king Kabalega of Bunyoro, although this was never legally publicized. The name reverted to Murchsion Falls following the downfall of Idi Amin, but it is still sometimes referred to as Kabalega Falls. Notable visitors to the park include Winston Churchill, Theodore Roosevelt, Ernest Hemingway, and several British royals.
I've been here one time when we camped on the riverbank, and I can recommend that to everyone. You go with the ranger, and they set up a tent on the riverbank. You stay there overnight with the campfire. You hear the lions roar and the animals. It's special. Nothing like anything I've seen. Yeah.
One of the unfortunate scenarios in this park is the human-wildlife conflict, as animals never know their park boundaries and hence keep crossing and destroying human crops. Abias of Africa Wildlife Foundation explains some of the conservancy strategies being employed by Africa Wildlife Foundation.
We need Murchsion 50 years to come. It can only happen when we conserve. When all these crocodiles we are talking about, these elephants we are seeing, the lions we are seeing today, we can only conserve them when we involve our young children to come and appreciate nature and know what it means to live in nature.
It has been proved that burning chili chases away elephants for a good time and gives chance for the crops to grow without being destroyed.
I spent some of the chili for chasing elephants, because when I burn this remaining chili, which is not good for sale, I burn it for chasing elephant. Some others I make with these bricks. These bricks of cow dung. I make a cow dung brick, then I trap on the garden. When elephant comes, they come and smell it, then they take another way of their journey. They leave the garden. Yeah.
For all travel lovers and those planning for a retreat or holiday getaway, you can consider Murchsion Falls and have moments that are worth memories, leaving the city stress behind you as you enjoy true peace and tranquility that Pakuba Safari Lodge offers.
National parks do not have fences, and for this same reason, animals can never know whether they are in community land or in the national parks. And this is a scenario that has caused some conflict. We are very hopeful that the initiatives taken by Africa Wildlife Foundation to bring the community to live in terms with the wildlife is a concept that will resolve the conflicts that are available. Mompele Bismac Moses in Murchsion Falls.
This is today's travel quote. Travel in the younger sort is a part of education, in the elder, a part of experience. Francis Bacon.